Hi everybody, welcome to Michelle's Stamp and Craft Corner. Today is July 28th and I am finally getting to the July paper pumpkin. I know I only have a couple more days in July, but it's been a little bit of a crazy month. So for those of you that don't know, a paper pumpkin is a subscription through Stampin' Up! That you can get delivered right to your door every month for about $22. In Paper Pumpkin Box, you get everything that you need in order to make the project. So you will get a direction sheet with pictures on the front and then step-by-step instructions inside. Paper Pumpkin comes with a Stampin' Spot. I will be using the regular size ink pad today for my demonstration, but you will get a Stampin' Spot with that color. This month is Blackberry Bliss. You get the adhesive with it. It's usually dimensionals and glue dots. See those? In this month, you will be making 3 card fronts. And this cute little goodie bag, or I like to think of it as an illuminary. Put a tea light inside and then let it shine, the light shine through. Put it in a window, child's bedroom, as a night light maybe. Tea lights won't get that hot. Or even outside to line your driveway. Okay. This month we also had an add-on, Summer Nights add-on, while supplies lasts. Okay, so if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, you can contact me. And let's get started with the Paper Pumpkin for this month before July runs out on us. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with our bag. And I am going to take my stamp. Now my stamp I have been using all day, so it is a little stained. The photopolymer stamp sets do kind of stain a little bit with red ink, so I suggest you use a Versamark ink before, but it's okay. Like I said, it doesn't hurt the stamp in any way. You can still use it. So I'm going to ink up my stamp here, and I'm just going to press down. Now with photopolymer stamps, it is sometimes a good idea to use this mat or some kind of rubber mat underneath, just to get a clear image. Sometimes with the photopolymer stamps it is a little harder to get that clear image, but with this usually we have no problem. And I'm going to stamp it one more time. Now in the directions it says just to add the little stars, but I am going to add a little something here. I'm going to add another stamp from this stamp set. And this says, "You light up my life." And I'm going to stamp that right down here. I think it just gives it a little something extra. This would be the finished product as per Stampin' Up!, but I kind of like the saying on it. I also thought about punching a hole and adding some ribbon or some twine to kind of jazz it up. Okay, so that is the bag so far. And then we're going to take some of the stars. The stars are bumpy. They have a little bit of a bump to them. 3D. I'm going to take my pick tool and just apply those off. They are self-adhesive, which we love. And you can put it right on there. Oops. And I'm going to put 3 on. I usually do work in 3s. So there you have it. You have a little goodie bag, or like I said, put a little tea light in there and using it as an illuminary. It's so cute. So that is that bag. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make these 3 card fronts. Now with these as well, these are great for scrapbooking, or you can use them as note cards. You can decorate the front, fill out the back, throw it in an envelope, and cute little note card. Punch a hole, make it a tag. Another cute idea. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. This one reminds me of when I was little and we would go into the backyard, and my mother would give me a mason jar, and we would collect fireflies. My sisters and I used to do that all the time. So you have your little fireflies, and then you have this vellum piece, and you're going to stamp underneath so you can see the little fireflies underneath. Okay, so we're going to start with our card base, and I'm going to pull out that firework stamp again, and I'm just going to ink it up, and I'm going to stamp one up here, stamp one down here, and again I should be using that mat. I'm forever forgetting that mat. I'm going to stamp one right here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my firefly stamp, and I am going to ink that up in the Blackberry Bliss as well. And I'm just going to kind of put one here. I'm going to turn it around, face it the other way, kind of like they're talking. I made a little boo-boo over here. I don't know if you can see it with my stamp pad, so I'm actually going to try, let's see if this works, and yep, so it's not so noticeable, I guess. And then I'm going to put another one here. With these new ink pads, you do not have to press hard. The ink pads are juicy enough. I'm just going to use my little chamois, and I'm just going to clean my stamp. It doesn't take long at all, just a little water to wet the chamois, and it cleans my stamp set right up. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these vellum pieces, the jar, and I'm going to use my glue dots here. Now, the first time I did this, I was using my pick tool, and I was using it to get the backing off the glue dots, and I'm going to tell you to be very careful, because if you do poke a hole through the glue dot, it will show on the other side of the vellum. So if you are going to use your pick tool to take the backing off of your glue dots, be very careful. I'm being very generous here with my glue dots so it stays down. You do not have to be as generous. Okay. Now normally what I would do is I would take my glue dot and just take the backing off this way, but like I said, I learned the hard way with the first one that it does poke a hole right through the vellum, and you can see it. So I'm just going to use my nail, take them off. They're not hard to do. Take the backings off this one. Okay. Now, before I adhere this down, on here, there's a little spot that you can color the firefly. Let's see if I can get that in the camera. There's a little spot that you can get the firefly to light his tail up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of my Stampin' Blends, my markers, and I am just going to color their tails. Now they're not going to be as vibrant yellow as if it was on white, because it is on like a green or a blue, but it does give a little bit of color, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of center this on top of my fireflies, and or my lightning bugs, I should say. I keep calling them fireflies. My lightning bugs. And you can put as many in there as you want. I just did 3. And that is a little crooked. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. And just push down on the edge, and you have the start of your card. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take my punch outs, and I'm going to punch out a blue one, and I am going to punch out 2 of the light blue. And then I'm also going to punch out a couple of these stars. Probably going to punch out 3 of those as well. So as you can see, I have my 3 lightning bugs and my 3 stars. I am going to use dimensionals on the back of my lightning bugs. Excuse me. I'm going to put 1 on each of the backs here. And then I am going to put a glue dot on the back of my stars. Okay, pull the backings off those. Okay, I'm going to take my stars and just kind of place them around. So give my stars a little, they kind of almost shimmer in the light, which is kind of cool. And then I'm going to take my lightning bugs and I'm just going to kind of place them on my card, leaving some space right here because I am going to put my saying there. So in the directions it tells you to, and here's my original, you can see it says to use It's a Party. I'm not crazy about that saying to give it as a card, so I am going to change it up, and you can see I did change up my lightning bugs. I did the blue one on this side, this time I did the blue one here, and I didn't add any stars on this one. So you can do it however you want. I'm going to find that You Light Up My Life again. I just think that's a great saying. Reminds me of Sunday school. I don't know why. And then you're going to stamp right on there. And actually, I'm going to take this little itty bitty stamp. And this is what's great about Paper Pumpkin. Your imagination is the only thing that's going to limit you from what you can do. Oh, I have it over here. All right, so I'm just going to put my stamp on there, and I am going to grab a yellow. I'm just going to put a little bit of stars on there. You see that? I just think that looks so much cuter. Okay, and then I'm going to take my dimensionals again, this time putting 1 on each side and 1 in the center, taking those backings off, and I'm going to actually put that like there, and that is your first card base. So not only do you have your goodie bag, but now you have 1 card, and you can put this on a piece of cardstock and you have another a card ready to go when you need it. The second one that we're going to do is this card right here. Okay, so I'm going to grab this color cardstock. I am going to grab one of these and one of these, and I'm also going to need my stars for this one. Okay, so I'm going to take my adhesive. You can use glue dots, you can use the dimensionals. I'm just going to put some adhesive on here and put that Ferris wheel roller coaster image on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to take my punch out and I'm going to take the stamp that says, "Oh, the summer nights are all alight with everything magic and bright." And I'm going to use my Blackberry Bliss, ink it up a little bit, and I am going to center this right on here. Now, for some reason, if you make a mistake like I did, because I did not use my mat. Thank goodness every piece of paper has two sides. We're going to flip it over. See what that mat does make a difference, guys. I hate to tell you. And I do it all the time. See how it left out that center there? Using my mat, I have a nice, clean, crisp image. Oops, let me move in a little, see if I can zoom in a little bit for you here. Okay, so you can see how that is nice and crisp and clean. I'm going to take my adhesive, put some adhesive on the back of this, center this right here. I might even slide it a little bit underneath this Ferris wheel. Actually, you know what? I'm going to offset it. I'm going to put it on the side here. Okay. And then I'm going to take those stars again. Take my pick tool. And I'm just going to give the night a little stars. And there you have it. You have your second card, or card base. And you can see each one I do is a little, oops, each one I do is a little different. Okay. And then the last one that we are going to do is this one. Now, oops, let me zoom out just a little bit here for you to see. Okay. So this one is, again, the same type of idea, stamping those fireworks, stamping your saying, but this has a, you can use the twine that they give you. It's like Midnight Navy, Night of Navy twine, okay? And you can string it. You just take these little pieces, these cutouts, punch them out, and then you're going to thread them through. And you can make this card base. I personally wasn't crazy about this, so I am going to change mine up a little bit. I'm going to take my card and I'm going to put the blue on the bottom. I am going to take those little stars that I had before. Stamp real quick. I am going to take this little star that I had before and I'm going to put it in the Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to grab my mat so I don't mess it up again. And I'm just going to kind of randomly put stars on my paper. And like I said, you know, you can do this however you want. If you want to take a piece of scrap paper, grab a piece of scrap paper here. You can take a piece of scrap paper and then you can actually stamp to kind of give it a more finished look. I'm stamping half on, half off. Okay. All right. Then what I think I'm going to do is I am going to take some of those fireflies and I'm going to put one in the night. I'm going to use my adhesive. I'm not going to use my dimensionals here. I'm going to put, again, I like to use threes. I think it just looks cute with the three. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to take the You Light Up My Life stamp. And I'm going to stamp this right in the center. And then I'm going to offset it and stamp it again. So you can see, you can definitely create something that's very different. It all depends on what you are interested in, okay, and what you like. So that is this month's Paper Pumpkin. Like I said, we can do a couple of different things. This was Stampin' Up's version. This was mine. This was Stampin' Up's version of the card base, and then I turned that into that. I did keep the same, just changed my stars around. And then we had Stampin' Up's version, and just kind of changed it up a little bit. So like I said, if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, it comes to your house every month. You can cancel at any time. If you are interested, please let me know. Don't forget, July is obviously a few days left, but if you are interested in the new catalog, which starts August 4th, please let me know. The new catalog, can't show you the inside yet, but the new catalog is very cute. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Can we zoom out? There we go. Handmade for you. Okay. And you have a couple of days left. So if you spend $50, you get a $5 coupon to spend in August. So contact me with any questions, concerns, orders, subscriptions to Paper Pumpkin. And everybody have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.